everyone, and welcome back to the Halal Morning Show. I'm your host for this week, and the 8th graders can't wait to tell you all the fun stuff that's happening right now and some extra fun knowledge. So let's get into it. This week we have Ari, who's going to be telling us about the upcoming weather. If I'm not mistaken, Ari, there's supposed to be some rain, right?
Thank you, Hovie. And you are partially right. On Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you can expect sun showers and cloudy skies during parts of the day. Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday will still be mostly cloudy. However, throughout the day, we may get a few glimpses of the sun. Although the weather isn't the best right now, we do have a saying that May showers bring summer flowers.
I've heard that too. However, I really just want some warm weather.
Come on, Hovie. I never said it wasn't going to be warm. All I said is that it's cloudy. In fact, the temperature next week will be pretty good, as most of it will be in the low to mid 60s. As the week ends, the temperature will be nearing 70 as well. So don't worry, Hovie. The weather is definitely getting nicer.
I guess you're right, but I've never been one for gloomy weather.
Fair enough. All I know is that the weather is getting nicer and it will be summertime before we know it. Anyway, Hovie, before I go, I was just wondering, why is the sun so smart?
I'm not sure. Why?
Because it has over 5,000 degrees.
That's a good one, Ari. And before you go, I really want to thank you for coming.
No problem, and stay tuned for weather next week.
Hovie, I have a question.
Yeah?
Do you know what Parsha is this week?
I think it's Kitisa, right?
Close, but no. This week's Parsha is Bamidbar. I know this is my job and all, but I was wondering if you actually know what Bamidbar means?
Nope, I have no clue.
So, Bamidbar means in the desert. The reason we call this Parsha Bamidbar is because the Jews have not yet left the desert. Hovie, can you imagine being in a desert for so long? Like, I still don't understand how they survived.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like, they were there for so long. Like, what did they do?
Okay, back to the Parsha. Since the Israelites were just wandering around in the desert for so long, the Israelites said that slavery was better than wandering around in the middle of the desert. The reason they said this is because the only thing they had to do in Egypt was make bricks, and they also got to eat delicious food. So they complained to Moshe about how they don't get enough food and that they're going nowhere, and they're just going around in circles and circles. So Hovie, I have a question.
Yep.
What would you do? Like, would you tell Moshe, would you complain to Moshe, or would you just, like, go on with his lead?
I think I would just let Moshe take the lead because I know he would figure something out, but I also complain a lot, so that would be funny too.
That's a smart choice, Hovie.
Thank you.
Sure.
Also, thank you for the summary of the Parsha this week. It's so fascinating.
The world just keeps on going, doesn't it, Hovie?
It sure does, Itai, but there's just so many things happening, I can't keep up.
Well then, it's a good thing that I'm here to give you a rundown of our world's current events. This week, a tragedy occurred when a man with a firearm entered the Oneida Casino in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and killed 2 people as well as injuring 23. Fortunately, the police were able to shoot and kill the man before he could cause any more harm. The authorities say that this was a target attack against someone in the casino, that the shooter knew personally, although this is yet to be confirmed. Another tragedy occurred when a vessel was capsized off the San Diego coast, killing 3 and hospitalizing 27.
Wow.
Thankfully, first responders were able to rescue most of the people aboard. However, 12 have been reported as missing at the moment. Portland officials declared a riot the night of May 1st as 100 people stormed the streets of Portland, Oregon. 6 arrests were made, but thankfully no casualties have been reported, and damage was at a minimum, with only 3 stores having their glass windows shattered.
Wow. Itai, did you also hear that the FDA is supposed to approve vaccines for kids aged 12 to 15 next week?
I did not, but even I need some current news updates, even myself.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Razel? Yeah, Hovie? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're going to tell everyone about what happened this week in history, right? That's right. Well, here's a fun fact. Did you know that time was invented 20 years ago today, this week?
I don't think that's correct, but as Hovie said, I'm going to be telling you all a little bit about what happened this week in history. And there are just so many things to talk about. Starting off, on May 10th, 1497, Amerigo Vespucci left for his first voyage to America. Do you know what Amerigo Vespucci is famous for?
He was the first person to show that Columbus was wrong about Brazil and then the West Indies were a part of Asia.
Correct! Also, mapmaker Walton Waldseemüller named what we now know as America after him when he created the first known map showing the New World.
Wow, very interesting. What other moments of history do you have for us?
Well, on May 12th, 1789, William Wilberforce does something to really show the importance of equality.
What did he do?
Wilberforce gives a speech in the United Kingdom's House of Commons regarding abolition. His points help emphasize that the slave trade, where many Africans were taken and sold into slavery, was morally wrong.
That sounds very important, and while that one speech might not have fixed everything, it's good to know that there were people back then who, despite their surroundings, tried to take a part in change in the abolition of slavery.
I totally agree.
Anyway, do you have any more facts for us?
You know I do. There were two interesting things that happened on May 14th as well. First, in 1787, many delegates all came together to write the Constitution in Philadelphia. Also in 1948, Israel declared independence from the British.
That is truly fascinating. Thanks again, Razel, and everyone make sure to tune in next week, same time, same place.
Hovie, I'm curious, what's your favorite holiday?
Well, I'd have to say Pesach, or whichever one comes next.
Well, excellent choice, because the next holiday, the one that's coming up next, on Monday and Tuesday of next week is Shavuot, the days of no school and cheesecake.
And studying Torah.
And studying Torah. And then Thursday after, we have the Arts and Literature Fair, where you can all show off your talents, skills, or lack thereof.
Well, Eli, I think that was really fun, and I can't wait for the upcoming events at the school.
Okay.
Hovie, do you know what the Amidah is?
Is that the prayer that we stand silently for, like, forever?
Yes, but it's more than that. The Amidah is made up of 3 sections. The first section is about praise, because we must praise God before we ask Him for favors. The next section is all about our requests, which includes things like forgiveness, being healthy, and a good harvest. The final section is on thanks, because we should always be thankful for the things God gives us.
That was very interesting, and I hope to hear more about the subject next week. Wow, that was so interesting, and I hope you tune in next week to hear lots of new stuff. Bye!